Well, this is some good news. Apparently, the Skydance merger has just cleared the slate for Star Trek, and I think a lot's going to be breaking down in the next few months here as it rolls along. I think we're going to see that Kurtzman's pitches for things like an Office, but the Star Trek, and with a live action comedy with Tawny Newsome. I think that's all going to go away because nobody really wants that. No fans want that. And I don't know any fans that really wanted a continuation of the Abrams Star Trek universe either. This was a first bastardization of Star Trek. When I went to the theater, I saw this and I was like, oh my gosh, like this has all the names. It has people playing caricatures of the characters, but it's definitely not Star Trek. It's just a bunch of shiny effects with a bunch of... It actually felt more like a Star Wars fantasy movie than a Star Trek science fiction movie. And yeah, there's a difference right there. And so it was trouble, but it was, at the same time, it's what we had at the time. It was acceptable. At least they tried to make it a separate universe, so Spock came from the real universe and brought it over. That was a nice moment, I guess. I mean, there's some things that were okay about it. Into Darkness was just a complete train wreck on every single level. That I hope I never even remember that film again. I've tried to block it out of my mind. And then, of course, Beyond, there was a lot less buzz about because of that, right? They tried. It's so weird. The obsession with Star Trek to try to do Wrath of Khan again. I mean, we've done it 3 times in films now. We've had the real Wrath of Khan, which I love. Do you know that William Shatner? I'm kind of in a scatterbrain mood right now. Sorry. Do you know William Shatner's doing this like tour where they're having Wrath of Khan on a screenings, and then he's like doing Q&A sessions afterwards? It's pretty cool. There's one coming up here in a couple weeks, and I think I might go to that. That's an aside. But obviously they tried to do that with Nemesis, right? And Nemesis was going to be Picard's Wrath of Khan. It failed miserably because you don't need to just copy a movie. Star Trek's about exploring strange new worlds. Do something exploring strange new worlds. Obviously, Into Darkness was Wrath of Khan Redux again. And I remember a couple things about the movie that just like was like they invented this like transporter where they could transport across star systems. And it's like, well, why are you flying on the Enterprise then? It just made no sense. And then they had Spock fighting on the top of the saucer section as the Enterprise is crashing in a fist fight with Khan for like 10 minutes. And it was like, it was like the Man of Steel Superman, but it's like, that's not Spock. What are you doing? Oh my gosh. I'm starting to remember. I'm getting flashbacks. This is my Vietnam, guys. Like, yeah, people at Vietnam and like, they got into the shit there and had flashbacks and trauma. Into Darkness was my Vietnam. It really was. Anyway. Beyond was a little bit better of a film, even though it was kind of dead at that point. I couldn't care after Into Darkness. That's the problem. But they keep trying to resurrect this. For whatever reason, they've wanted to bring back in this, and they kept saying they're going to do a Star Trek 4. They're going to do it again. They're bringing it back. Obviously, the actor who played Chekhov died, and that kind of made things a little awkward. And they've had rumors that it was coming over and over and over again. And ding dong, the witch is dead. The Abrams verse is gone. This whole Kelvin thing, gone. Now do Kurtzman. Right? So Variety's Tatiana Siegel, Brent Lang, and Matt Donnelly report that Ellison and his team want a fresh Star Trek movie, that they have moved on from the idea of bringing back Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto, and the rest of the ensemble from the J.J. Abrams reboot. A 4th film in the Kelvin timeline has been in development for almost a decade. While promoting the franchise's 3rd film, Star Trek Beyond, Abrams told Collider, yes, there's something that hopefully we're figuratively minutes away from talking about. That answer is 100% yes, and it's incredibly exciting, I'm sure. Scott Manns also indicated the film would see Chris Hemsworth return as George Kirk. All right. In December 2017, Paramount hired now showrunners Prime Video's Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, to write the script. Not good for it. McKay confirmed the film would see Hemsworth return as George Kirk. The conceit was that through the cosmic quirk in the Star Trek world, they were the same age. It was going to be a grandfather-son space adventure. Think Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade in space. Why is it always it's always think something else? Have you noticed this with the Secret Hideout? It's never, let's do Star Trek. It's something else, but we're going to put and slap Star Trek on it. Stop doing this. This is the one thing you need to stop doing is something else. Oh, yeah, we're going to do Sex in the City, but Star Trek. Like, no. Please, no. Seinfeld, but Star Trek. It's like, no. God. Oh, it's infuriating. The film hit a major delay in 2018 when Pine and Hemsworth were not able to come to an agreement over money. Hemsworth shared in 2019 he was dissatisfied with the script as well. Didn't feel like it landed on a reason to revisit that yet. I didn't want to be underwhelmed by what I was going to bring to the table. Yeah, I'm sure it was a pretty bad script, knowing who was involved. In 2021, it was revived with Paramount signing Matt Shagman to direct based off the new script from Lindsay Beer and Geneva Robertson, two women. Interesting. The film reportedly stalled out in 2022 with makeup artist James McKinnon telling we were supposed to shoot in the middle of 22. It was supposed to come out of the following year. I think the script rewrite went in a different direction. Last year, it was reported Paramount had tapped Steve Yockey to write a new script again for the film, with it intended to be the final chapter for the cast of the rebooted franchise. And now it appears to be gone. And that's a good thing. And they need to remove this. Honestly, they need to remove Kurtzman Trek, this entire Discovery, Lower Decks, Starfleet Academy, Strange New Worlds. I know what they're planning. They're planning a reboot of the original series. Don't do it. Don't do reboots. Don't do prequels. Remove all of this from continuity. It's already been kind of implied it's a separate continuity. Ignore Picard even. Just start fresh and start a next generation. That's the only way to do it without stepping on what Star Trek was and just make it about a Planet of the Week adventure where you're exploring strange new worlds again. So I did this because I know exactly what needs to be done, and I made my own ship called the EAS Valiant, and I wrote my own universe and everything. It's beautiful stuff. I have a full novel trilogy, guys, and it's out, and it is here for crowdfund. So my answer is this. Hire me to write a Star Trek movie. I'd appreciate it. This is in the description below if you want to support our channel, but I'm very, very happy to see that at least this is gone, and I hope that Kurtzman Trek is next out the window because time's ticking on their contract right now, and I know this, and I hope it goes away very, very soon. Hit the like and subscribe button. Check this out in the description below and leave a comment with what you think about this. We'll be back.